everyone. Today is class 2 of the chapter Fundamental Units of Life, class 9. So today we will be dealing with the two terms, the two concepts, that is osmosis and diffusion. So one by one we will go in details in these topics. So first let us discuss about few important points of this two, osmosis and diffusion, related to this chapter, which the points which are important for you. Okay, so first let me draw a differentiating table for you. Osmosis and diffusion. So the important point for this chapter is 2 points I will tell you related to this chapter. Okay, so both osmosis and diffusion are terminology which are used when a particular molecules moves from one particular compartment to the another particular compartment, one medium to another medium. Okay, so suppose this is the boundary. Okay, so in and out substance are moving, in and out substance are moving. So osmosis, for example, water we consider. Okay, in here only liquid medium is considered, but in case of diffusion, be it solid, liquid, gas, all the 3 states of matter is considered. But here in this chapter perspective, we have to know that gaseous molecules like carbon dioxide and oxygen, there is an exchange of these two gases, carbon dioxide and oxygen. Okay, the next point will be for osmosis, that this moves from, the water will move from lower concentration. Lower concentration means lower solute concentration to higher solute concentration. Okay, and the next point for diffusion will be the opposite of osmosis, that is from higher concentration to your lower concentration. This concentration is talking about the solute concentration. Okay, so this thing you have to keep in mind for this chapter perspective. Okay, so moving on to the next slide. Okay, now this is the definition of osmosis which you have to know. Osmosis is a process by which the molecules of a solvent, that is water molecules, okay, pass from a solution of lower concentration to a solution of higher concentration through a, let me take the box up, through a semi-permeable membrane. So this term you have to know, semi-permeable membrane. So the movement of water molecules is from the lower concentration to higher concentration through a semi-permeable membrane. This is the membrane, semi-permeable membrane. Water is moving from low to high concentration. Suppose here the concentration is low, but here the concentration is high. So it is moving from lower to higher concentration. Clear? Okay, now moving on to the next slide. So this is the diagrammatic representation of osmosis, where you can see high water concentration here. Here you can see high water concentration here, high water, many water molecules you can see in this chamber. Okay, but here low water concentration, here less molecules of water you can see. Here you can't see any solvent. Can you see any solvent, solute molecules? There are many solvents, You have to keep in mind 2 terminologies, that is solute. Solutes are the one which will dissolve in the solvent, in the liquid medium. So solvent in this case is the water. Okay, so here solute is less, means no solute is there, but here in this case you can see many solute. Okay, so what did I said? In case of osmosis, it is moving from low concentration, means low concentration of solute, means there is no solute here, to a higher concentration of solute. Understanding? So here higher concentration of solutes are there. Or you can say the opposite one also, the water will move from higher concentration of solvent, that is water, to a lower concentration of solvent with regards to a solvent. Understanding my point? Okay, then moving on to the next slide. Let's see one example of osmosis. So here you can see a tree. For example, the absorption of water molecules from the soil through the roots of the plant. So you know that from the roots, the water and water molecules and minerals used to go up through the roots, which is absorbed by the tree. Okay, so how the water molecules will enters the root? Through osmosis it will enter. Okay, so this will be a good example for osmosis. Clear my point? So moving on to the next slide, let's discuss about diffusion, the next topic. Diffusion is, let's start. Diffusion is the movement of molecule from the region of higher concentration to a region of lower concentration down a concentration gradient. So here it is opposite of your osmosis. It is moving from higher concentration to lower concentration. But what we have studied in osmosis, it moved from low concentration to higher concentration. Getting my point? Okay, so move on to the next slide. Okay, this is an example of diffusion where you can see high concentration. You can see high concentration. Suppose this is solute, you can give example of the solute, high concentration of solute, to moving on to the low concentration of solute. Or you can say low concentration with regards to the solvent to the high concentration with regards to the solvent. Are you getting my point? Clear? So let's move on to the next slide. So this is the example of diffusion where you can see diffusion. You can see diffusion in the alveoli. Alveoli, where is the alveoli present? In the lungs. Okay, where the gaseous exchange takes place through the from the blood. From blood to alveoli, there is a gaseous exchange. So you can see here, this is the bloodstream. You can see this is the bloodstream, capillaries, and this is alveoli, which is present in your lungs. So where gaseous exchange takes place, from alveoli, the oxygen will enters the blood capillaries, and from capillary the waste material in the form of carbon dioxide diffuses into the alveoli, so that it will be oxygen inhale and exhale out. Okay, so what happened? Exhale. This carbon dioxide used to exhale, and oxygen we used to inhale. Okay, so example is, let me move this here. So example of diffusion is oxygen diffuses from alveoli into the blood in the capillary. So oxygen is diffusing from alveoli, this is alveoli. Okay, let me clear this out. This portion is your alveoli. The oxygen is diffusing into the bloodstream. Okay, so it is saying the oxygen is diffusing into from the alveoli into the bloodstream. Similarly, carbon dioxide from the blood moves out of the capillary into the alveoli. So from the bloodstream, the carbon dioxide is moving to the alveoli and it is released outside. Understanding? So this is a beautiful example of diffusion. Getting my point? Clear? So moving on to the next slide. So a basic conclusion we can make from this, whatever we have studied, whatever we have discussed, the 3 points you have to keep in mind. So first is osmosis can only function in liquid medium. Osmosis only in solvent, that is water. In liquid medium we can see osmosis. Osmosis can only function in liquid medium, but diffusion can occur in the 3 mediums. All the 3 mediums, that is solid, liquid and gas. Clear? Okay. Now next point. Osmosis is the movement of water molecules. It is the movement of the water molecules from lower concentration to higher concentration. Okay. And diffusion is the movement of carbon dioxide or oxygen molecules from higher to lower concentration. This is important from this chapter perspective. Okay. Now the next point, the last point. Furthermore, osmosis requires a semi-permeable membrane. So in the definition of osmosis already I have mentioned about the semi-permeable membrane, but while diffusion does not. It's not necessary for diffusion that it needs a semi-permeable membrane. Okay. So but in osmosis you need a semi-permeable membrane. Clear now? You can take a screenshot of it if you want. Clear? So let us move to the next slide. So this is the homework for you again. Hopefully you'll do the homework. So the question is saying, how do substances like carbon dioxide and water moves in and out of a cell? So it is talking about 2 different substances, that is carbon dioxide and water. How does it move in and out of the cell? So already I have discussed about it. Carbon dioxide moves through the process of diffusion. Getting? So it moves through the process of diffusion from higher concentration to lower concentration. From higher to lower concentration it will move. Whereas water molecules, how it will move? Through the process of osmosis from lower concentration to higher concentration. Clear? So hopefully you do your homework nicely. So see you in the next video. In next video we will discuss about 3 different solutions, that is hypertonic, hypotonic and isotonic solution. Okay. Hope you like my videos. Thank you everyone for listening. Thank you.